This video, I want to give you some of the main reasons why it might feel like your body is rebelling against you so you can't lose body fat. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health, and your life. I had a client stop working with me about 6 months ago and she was making good progress, but it was slow progress, right? And considering her age, considering her dieting history, considering what she had put her body through leading up to working with me, aka a lot of yo-yo dieting and stress, she was responding well. And I told her this, but she had in her head that if she just fixed her hormones, then everything would happen faster and better for her. So that is what she went to do. Went through the whole doctor's process and then came back to me basically and said, you know what, Jodie, you were right. My hormones actually were fine, or they weren't, but I've sorted them out. And now I'm actually in a worse place than I was because fat loss has stopped happening altogether because I can't seem to stay consistent. And so she's basically come back to have that accountability again and keep things moving forward. And now she can appreciate that even slow progress is better than no progress. So the first reason that it can often feel like your body is rebelling against you and you're not losing fat either at all or fast enough is that you don't have the right mindset about it. If you think your body is not working or something is wrong with you, then that is what you are going to bring about for yourself, right? You are going to bring about results where you're not going to be happy with them and it's going to seem like the process isn't working. It's going to seem like it's not good enough for you. And no matter what happens, it never is going to be good enough for you because of how your mindset is seeing things. I always say to my clients, right, what you focus on expands, and you need to learn how to focus on the progress that you are making because that's how you'll get more of it rather than the issues that you're having or how it seems to be happening too slow for you or how you're not sure it's working. And if you go back to my previous video on your menstrual cycle as well, it's really important that during certain phases of the month, you are not judging your body and you're not really even thinking about your progress because yes, your hormones will get in the way and they will make it seem like you are not making progress. You will maybe get inflamed and bloated and that will make it worse, but it's not because something is wrong with you. It's not because you are broken. It's not because it's not happening. It's just making it look like it's not happening. So that's why you really need to learn how to understand your body and how to focus on the right things. And this applies to anything, right? I say this as well when you get sick, right? Sick. That is your body healing itself. It is a good thing. If you didn't get those symptoms, then your body wouldn't get rid of the toxicity inside itself, whatever that is. So when I have symptoms that other people would say, you're sick, I just let them roll out and I keep telling myself, my body is healing, my body is healing. And that is a far better mindset than I'm sick, I'm so weak, I feel terrible. Who do you think is going to feel better faster? The person that is telling themselves they're sick or the person that's telling themselves they're healing? I hardly ever get sick and express those symptoms, but when I do, it's over very fast for me. And I'm not even worried about having to knock on wood or anything like that because my belief is so strongly integrated that when that happens, it's my body getting rid of toxins, it's healing itself, it is a good thing for me, and I just have to let it ride it out as long as I'm positive. Like, I'm not sick, so it's actually it's not an issue. Anyway, the next reason that your body might be rebelling against you literally comes down to something so boring, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, but it is to do with your consistency. And I know you might think that you are being super consistent, but I see it all the time with my clients, right? The ones that think that they should be making better progress are the ones that are not actually as consistent as they think they are. And you have to be so honest with yourself and literally have the data in front of you to prove it that you're being consistent before you can say you're being consistent. Because it's so easy to think, oh, I've done okay, or I'm doing pretty well, or, I only had one weekend off, when in actual fact, it's been a lot more occasions that you've kind of been winging it or not as close as you should be. Like, I've been getting really good results recently, but my consistency is I am hitting my macros almost perfectly, I would say within 5 grams either side for protein, carbs, and fat every single day, even on weekends, even when I go out. Like I went out on Saturday and I was out for a lot of the day. What that meant is when I got home at 9:30 at night, I know that doesn't sound late to a lot of you, but on the Gold Coast, that is way past my bedtime. I got home and I ended up having to eat a lot of random food to finish off my macros and make sure I had hit them. That is the level of consistency I am willing to go to because I want the best results possible. Now, the next thing you have to look at is your stress, and not just the stress in your life, but the stress overall on your body, because often I'm guilty of this myself. I think I'm fine. I think I'm not stressed. I think I'm managing everything well. And it's only when I go through a period of really not being stressed that I look back on the week before and was like, oh, actually, I was really stressed that week. No wonder I wasn't training well. No wonder I wasn't sleeping well. No wonder it was much harder to actually make the right decisions around food. No wonder I was looking inflamed in my photos. Stress impacts your results in so many ways. It might not be directly, right? Like, I know a lot of people are scared of like cortisol and that prevents fat loss and blah, blah, blah. But it's very easy to get these ideas twisted, right? Because fat burning and fat loss in the body are two different things. And so it's like insulin, right? People are scared of insulin, but insulin is good for you. If you don't have it, you're literally diabetic and will die. Insulin in itself is not bad. It does not prevent fat loss. It might prevent fat burning and it might promote fat storage, but that's okay at certain times of the day when you want your insulin to be high to transport nutrients into your cells. So before you start blaming your hormones, and I'm not saying that in some cases hormones don't make fat loss harder, that is true, but in majority of cases, you need to look at the basics first. And one of these basic things is your stress levels. And it's not just how much you feel stressed, but it is the amount of stress on the body. So if you're always running around and not taking any time to actually calm down, or if you are constantly in a calorie deficit, training really hard and like overtraining as well, that is a massive stress on the body. If you're not sleeping well on top of that, that is huge stress on the body and it is going to make fat loss harder for you. Worry about the basics first. Your macros, obviously, protein and calories most important, carbs and fat secondarily. You need to be consistent with hitting those. And then your steps, your workouts, not doing too much, making sure you are recovering from your training, and then your stress levels and your sleep. The last thing that can be an issue as well is gut issues. If you have a gut issue, it is going to make building muscle harder. It is going to potentially mask fat loss. It is an extra stress on your body as well. And you're probably going to be deficient in certain nutrients, which means that your body isn't going to have all the nutrients it needs to complete all the biochemical reactions going on inside of it to function properly. If you feel bloated every time you eat or after eating carbs or certain vegetables, then it's very likely you have a gut issue, and I recommend getting that sorted before you worry about losing body fat. That is all for this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I put that in my description box, and I will see you in the next video.